weekend vlog. This weekend is a solo weekend. My partner is away for the whole weekend, so I decided to not do anything very different, but try to focus even more on some of the projects that I have going on right now. Today's Friday. I went cross-country skiing this morning with a coworker. It was really fun. The weather was perfect. I hadn't been cross-country skiing in 2 years because we didn't have any good snow last year, but since it snowed a lot this year, it was perfect. But also because I hadn't been in 2 years, I took a couple of really big plunges, and that's perfectly fine. I didn't hurt myself in any way. And this afternoon I want to go to a new yarn store. I saw that they had 2 yarns that I really want. The Cloud one by Lane or something like that. I don't remember, but it's that multicolored yarn. And I might want to try to do my first sweater with it. Well, not sweater, but a sweater vest. And I also want to get mohair for a beanie. It's the first time I ever gonna go to that yarn store, and it looks really nice, so I'm really excited to see it. So this weekend is gonna be pretty cozy. I'm gonna take it slow and focus on all of the things I love. So I want to work on my current sewing project that I started 2 weeks ago. It's a quilted vest for one of my friends, and I'm also knitting 2 Sophie scarves at the moment, so I want to hopefully finish that. I want to finish the book I'm currently reading and start a new one, so nothing really out of the ordinary. So grab a coffee and I hope you'll enjoy. I'm back. I'm sorry, but I basically did not film anything in that store. It was a really great store and I will definitely go back, but it's tiny and there was people there and I didn't feel comfortable filming because I'm a baby vlogger and I'm not used to filming outside of these 4 walls. So not that I feel like I need to justify myself, but still, I'm really proud of myself because 1, I found everything I wanted, and 2, I did not buy more than what I needed. I wanted to get the ballerina chunky mohair to make a beanie with it, and you guys, I bought it in this baby blue, really pretty color. And then the infamous Cloud Lang yarns. I saw this on TikTok. I became obsessed with it. I bought 2. They're incredible. They're so cute. And I want to make I don't remember the actual name of the pattern, but it's the petite knit sweater vest. I talked to the woman at the yarn store and she said that because it's a sweater vest, I would probably be okay with only 2. And yeah, I'm just so happy with it. I can't wait to get to these projects and make beautiful and colorful knits. Okay, so now I'm gonna go make myself a little afternoon tea and I think I'm gonna keep knitting. I forgot to talk about this when I showed you guys the yarn, but I got my February Lucky Duck Mail Club in the mail. It's a snail mail subscription. Each month you get a letter, a quote, and a little illustration. It's always so heartwarming, so cute, very thoughtful. Look at that. Look how cute. And she started putting a Spotify playlist in the back, and I think that's such an incredible idea. And then there's a letter that goes with it, obviously. It's the whole point of the thing. Good morning. I am so sore from the cross-country skiing that I did yesterday. My hips are hurting, my kneecap is hurting, my elbow is hurting, and I'm kind of a bit sore all over. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I think I'm gonna do a kind of reading marathon today. I feel like I haven't spent a whole day reading in a long while, and I don't know, that'd be fun. I think that'd be fun. I'm almost done with We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen, and I think I'm gonna start Martyr right after. I think that's what we're gonna do, but first, coffee. I just finished it and it was so good. So good. In my last vlog, I talked about how I didn't think she was going to keep on the suicide letter for the whole book. And I was kind of right, but kind of wrong at the same time. About 3/4 in, she kind of flips the narrative on itself in a very interesting way that makes you rethink the whole book. And I think it's genius. And just as a little reminder, We Could Be Rats is Emily Austen's third book, and it's about two sisters, Sigrid and Margit, and Sigrid tries to kill herself, and the whole book is told in kind of journal entries or attempt at letters. At first it's really funny and light, and then it gets really sad. It's also really relatable, and the fact that it's sad and relatable makes me sad. It's set in a very small conservative town, so there's a lot of talks surrounding family and conservative beliefs that are held in a family when you are not conservative and when you actually care about human rights. It's also about the two sisters and their relationship. It's about friendship, drug addiction, about losing friendships and feeling isolated. And I feel like it's also a lot about asking for help and what happens when you don't ask for help, and how important it is to actually ask for help. If you like stories that are based on character development, and if you enjoy unreliable narrators, if you also think that growing up comes with a lot of grief and you might not be the person you imagine being as a child, it's all topics that are very central in this book. And if you're nostalgic, if you just like to read good books, then you should definitely read We Could Be Rats. So I'm just making almond flour pancakes. I think I'm gonna fold in some frozen fruit in there and call it a day. I'm really a winging it kind of person when it comes to making pancakes. Even if the texture is not perfect, it can't really be bad. So I'm just loosely following the recipe and hoping for the best. Very humbling winging it experience. I think I should have followed the recipe a little bit more, or maybe not put frozen fruits that releases a lot of water directly in the mix. But I'm sure it's gonna be good anyway. But it's not looking very cute. I just picked up Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. Sorry for the pronunciation. I bought it, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. I saw it everywhere online. Everybody's raving about it. And then Sarah, who's on YouTube and also on TikTok, I'll link her channel down below. She told me it was like basically a 6 stars for her, and that just motivated me to pick it up as my next book. So that's what I'm reading today. So the day kind of got away from me. I've been sitting here for the last 2 hours working on my knitting projects instead of reading, which is all right, but I also wanted to make time for books. But that's not what happened, so might as well tell you about the progress. So if you've seen the last vlog, you'll know that I've been knitting 2 Sophie scarves with 2 different yarns because I wanted to test different type of needles, and these needles are a little bit smaller than these ones. The yarn is a bit smaller and different in the brown one than in the pink one, so it's really fun to see the difference in size and length and in progress. I think the pink one looks neater and this one is a bit wonky. I'm halfway done with this one, so I need to start on the decreases, but before that I want to get halfway in this one, and I only have 2 rows left. So I keep telling myself I'm gonna finish the 2 rows and then actually read. We'll see if I do that. Judging by the amount of pages I've read today, I did not manage to do a reading marathon. Good morning. It's already 10 o'clock, which is not that late, but it feels late for me because I really took the morning slow but off camera. I knitted while watching YouTube videos, and I just rotted on the couch a little bit. And now I am showered, I have my second coffee of the day, and I'm ready to read a little. I started Martyr yesterday, as you know. I made it to page 60. It's so well written, and I have no idea where it's gonna go from where I'm at right now. I'm on this chapter where Lisa Simpson is having a conversation with his dead mom, so I don't know where it's going, but I'm willing to go anywhere it goes because the writing is so beautiful. Also, last night I watched the movie Your Monster. It's about this girl who learns she has cancer, goes through treatment, and then her boyfriend dumps her, and she goes back to live with her mom, but her mom's never there, so she's alone in this house, and there's a monster that looks way more like a beast in the Beauty and the Beast type, with long hair and like wolf-ish features. The movie centers around a musical that the ex-boyfriend is putting on, and the girl, the main character, she was supposed to be in it, but he broke up with her, and there's a lot of like feelings about that. It's mainly, I would say, about female rage and about speaking up for yourself, but not only speaking up for yourself, but just going a bit crazy and being unhinged and taking your power. And I feel like it would have, if it were a book, it would have been a very popular book on Book Talk. And it was a romp. It was really good. I'm happy I watched it. I ordered takeout and I watched that, and then kept on knitting my Sophie scarves. I'll show you guys where I'm at with that. So I'm on the decreases for both scarves. So here I are where I'm at with the pink one. With the brown one, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish them both today. If I want to do something else, then only knit, but we'll see. Welcome to my crafty mess of the day. This morning I was watching a knitting podcast type of video, and the girls in it were talking about Make 9, and I looked it up to see what it was. I had never heard of it, and I like the idea so much of thinking about 9 things you want to make in a year. I looked it up and I saw, I'm gonna grab my computer I saw a blog post about it, and the girl who created the Make 9 challenge, she gave like, here are 9 questions to consider when choosing your 9 project. And I think that's also very interesting because it forces you to be more thoughtful and not just make stuff to make stuff, which in a way is really okay too, because it's practice and you enjoy, when you enjoy the craft, you enjoy the actual process of it. But still, I was thinking about that because of 2 things. They had like a mood board, physical mood board. I've been really wanting to get a cork board of sorts for my crafts. I think that's a great visual reminder of what you're making. The only thing is that I don't have a lot of space. The other thing is that I think I want to make a Make 9 challenge regarding my spring and summer wardrobe. Last year I did a Sewing My Italian Wardrobe series because I was going to Italy on a trip and I wanted to sew some items. So I made a pair of pants, I made a long midi dress, I made a short bias cut dress, I made a side tie top, and I think that's it. I love these type of challenges because they help me structure a little bit my crafts and my ideas and where I'm going with things. And when I think about what I want my spring and summer wardrobe to look like, I think there is space for some things that I don't have, like a colorful flowy pants. I'm thinking about the lane pants from Sydney Graham. I have 1 or 2 really nice dresses and flowy tops pinned in my sewing pattern Pinterest board. And I think I would like to knit myself a summer sweater. I think I'm gonna shop around a little bit for cork boards. I don't know if I actually need it or if I'm just creating a need here. So I think the first step would be to actually figure out where I could put it, and if I find a great place that works for me, that I will see easily, then maybe I could do it. So let's do that. Of course I could always put it here, but I feel like it's too much of a statement to put it right in the middle of the space. The place that I was thinking about is here. Maybe if I have like 3, a little bit like these frames, but cork boards on this side, maybe that would work. Maybe here behind the plants if I remove the plants, but that's about it. I did it. I bought 2 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters cork boards with a golden frame, so I think it'll match well with my frames over there. Now I gotta think about my Make 9 and the budget for it, because that's another thing. At the beginning of the year, I created a craft journal to keep track of every project that I make, to see my progress, to learn from my mistakes, and to just have a physical archive or record of everything I make. I wanted to walk you through it because I thought it'd be fun to show what I actually do. It's still a work in progress. There's no particular way that I go about it, but so far it's working for me, so let me show you. So first thing I did was basically create a table of content with a washi tape code for all the different crafts that I make, so sewing, knitting, painting, air dry clays, and others. Then I made a ongoing list of projects. I mean, there's not much on there for now, but it's basically just a list of projects that I want to make. Then I started logging in stuff. By the way, the paper in this, not the best. Let's go to a knitting project. So let's see here. First, 2 beanies that I made. So I try to log in the date, or at least a month, and then the project, the pattern, the type of yarn that I used. There's not much to it, honestly. Like, I wish I had a system to show you guys, but I really just take notes on what I learned For example, with this beanie that I made, I learned how to decrease. I purled for the first time, so that was fun. And then one of the pages that I like is that I wrote a page for my first month of knitting in review, and in there I wrote everything that I learned. And one of the things that I wrote is that it is addicting and expensive, which is kind of true. But yeah, I learned how to bind off. I learned a lot of things because I started from zero basically. So increase, decreases, bind off, starting to learn how to read patterns and all the abbreviations that comes with it. Yeah, that's my craft journal, and like I only logged 4 things in here. And I mean, not only because it's for a month, which I think is kind of a lot. And now I want to log the bonnet that I made. I just finished the spread from the bonnet and I absolutely love it. I added, because I have this kind of notepad where I just keep track, instead of having a row counter, I just keep track of the rows in it and sometimes like what I have to knit. And so I just took one of the sheets that I had from this project and put it there, and then I categorized it. This is the color for knitting. I put the thread here, the needle, a couple of pictures. I think it's really cute, and also a couple of notes that I wanted to maybe underline some things. I also wrote that as a new knitter, I find it fascinating how you get from A to B when you're knitting, meaning that how you construct a wearable thing from basically nothing. I mean, it's the same thing for sewing. That's how I felt too, and I know that's not like any deep thinking, but it's fun when you start doing something and you realize that you can actually do it, and that it starts with basically nothing, the material, and you get to something wearable. And I don't know, it always hits me when I start a new craft. It also makes you rethink everything you buy and the costs of things. So I don't know, I think it's a very interesting process, and there's a lot to be said about it. And it's been said by a lot of people that can articulate it better than me, so I don't really have anything else to add. Okay, so I've been thinking a bit more about the Make 9 challenge and what I was talking before regarding my spring-summer wardrobe. I think I've already found 9 items that I would like to get to. Okay, so I want to make the Lane pants by Sydney Graham. I think they look like they're the perfect summer pants, and you can really make them your own. And I also want to make a short version. I want to make the Cloud Sweater by Petite Knit. Then I want to make the Dolly Dress by A Small Museum. I want to make the Bonnie Top by The Good Murph. That is a plan that I've had for a couple of months now. I have the fabrics that I want for it, so I just have to get to it. Then I also want to make the Faye Dress by Huba Ding. I don't really know how to spell that. I don't have a pattern yet for this, but I want to make a bias skirt. Then I want to make the Penelope dress by Henriette de Store. I saw this dress and I immediately fell in love. It's very me. Then another dress. I don't even wear that many dresses, so I don't know if that's crazy. Maybe I should think about it a little more, but that's like a first draft. I saw a lot of quilt motif dress on Pinterest, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. I think it's a way to make a dress very colorful colorful and make it very unique. I think that's it. That's 9. For now, that's what I'm thinking about, but we'll have to see. One of the things that I really want throughout this potential challenge is to sew a lot with thrifted fabrics. I have a lot of thrifted fabrics already, and I think I want to buy maybe 1 or 2 new fabrics. I'm thinking maybe a linen cotton blend for the pants and the shorts, but for the dresses, I think there's a lot of bed sheets that are great at the thrift stores and that I could make clothes with, dresses with. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. I usually don't do these talking ends to my vlogs, well, to the 3 vlogs that I did, but I wanted to try. I did not accomplish as much as I thought I would this weekend, and that's totally fine. I think I did a lot knitting wise. For my project, I did not read as much as I wanted, and I did not get to the quilted vest that I'm making. How cute is she? Her name's Clementine. So I'm just gonna keep on reading Martyr for the rest of the evening and probably start editing this vlog. And I really do hope you enjoy them. I know I don't do much with my life, and it's not a bad thing. I don't mean it in a diminishing way. I just mean that I don't have a flamboyant social life. The majority of my friends live out of town in other cities, so I don't get to see them that often. So I do spend a lot of my weekends at home or bopping around, but alone or with my partner. And I think that a lot of people can also relate to that. I'm very fortunate that I can do what I do, which is anything I please in the moment. I know it's not the reality for a lot of people, especially people my age that have children. I'm making the most of this lifestyle while it lasts, and if I ever get to another stage of my life, well, I'll make the most of it too. For now, I'll just keep on reading and knitting and filming. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and stay tuned for the next one.